Hi everyone, welcome to story time. Do you see where Miss Allen is today? That's right, I am in the Billings Public Library Story Tower. How exciting. Though the library is still closed for the month of June, the staff is allowed in and out to be able to get it ready for our reopening in July. And so I'm able to film story time in the Story Tower now. So that makes me very, very happy. And I hope that it kind of gives you a little feeling of being back home in our story tower. Before we get started on story time this week, I did want to talk about something that's going to be different. If and when the library is scheduled to open July 1st. So unless something happens, we will be open July 1st. But we will be limited. We will not have any in-house programming, meaning that I will still continue to do story time virtually online. But you will be able to come in and get books if you want to. But when you come in, you're going to see the staff wearing these. Does anybody know what this is? Let me put it on. Maybe that will help. That's right. It's a mask. Kind of makes me feel like a superhero. So this is my mask, one of my masks. As you can see, it's purple, Miss Allen's favorite color. It's got purple on both sides. I got several purple ones. I even have one that has a bunny with a horn, so he's like a bunny corn. Very cute. But I wanted to show you these today because I want you to feel safe when you're coming in the library, to know that we are going to be wearing masks and gloves, and to not be afraid when you see me wearing my mask. All the librarians will be wearing masks. I'm still the same Miss Allen. There I am. I'm just wearing a mask, okay? So I want you to make sure that you feel safe and you still know that that's me, okay? I won't be wearing it during story time because I'm the only person in the story tower right now, so that's safe. But there's my mask, so you can still see it's me, okay? So, should we get started on story time? Today's story time theme, this week's theme, story time, on both Monday and Friday is going to be books. I'll do a different set of books on Monday and a different set of books on Friday, but the theme, story time, is books about books. Because summer reading has started, and the theme for summer reading this year is Imagine Your Story. So we're going to do lots of story times about cool, imaginative things. I think there's like a mermaid story time and a dragon story time, and we're going to do fairy tales, but today we're starting talking about books, which Miss Allen loves, and I know many of you do too. If you have not signed up for summer reading, I recommend you do so. You can download the Read Squared app, or you can go to our website. You're going to keep track of all the books that you read or are read to, and then those books will earn you points that you can use to start buying raffle tickets. And that raffle tickets you can start buying on June 15th. We also have some craft activities that you can do. You can do our curbside crafts and get those picked up at the library. So right now, Miss Molly is filming the Discover the Craft for this week. And of course, that's going to have to do with books. And the video will be on our YouTube channel, just like the Storytime video is, and you'll be able to watch it. And then if you've emailed us and requested some Storytime, some Discover the Fun kits, you can come pick those up via curbside. So you email us, we'll email you back and let you know when they're ready to go, okay? There's two kinds of kits. The Discover the Fun, which is the one we do after story time, and then there's a Take and Make Craft kit, and that's kind of for like older, like 6 and up kids. And you can actually request either one of those and as many as you think you need. So make sure to email us at the kids desk, and we will get you some crafts set up so you can keep going on stuff, okay? Check out our website for all of our upcoming programs. You'll even find our June treasure hunt on there, okay? Alrighty, so before we start reading, what do we have to do? 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. 2 little feet go tap, tap, tap. 2 little fists go thump, thump, thump. And 2 little feet go jump, jump, jump. 1 little child turns round and round, and 1 little child sits quietly down. Are you ready? Alrighty. Okay. For our first story, it's called Dog Loves Books, and this is by Louise Yates. I think this dog might be just my type of dog. What do you think? Dog loved books. He loved the smell of them, and he loved the feel of them. He loved everything about them. Dog loved books so much that he decided to open his own bookstore. He unwrapped and unpacked and stacked the books ready for the grand opening. When the day of the grand opening finally came, Dog had a bath, dried his fur, blew his nose, and threw open the door to greet his new customers. But there was no one there, so Dog tried to keep busy. And then a lady came in the store. "I'll have tea with two sugars and milk," she said. "I'm sorry," said Dog, "but this is a bookstore. I only sell books." Well, the lady walked out. Dog was alone. He waited and waited. Then a man came into the store to ask for directions. When he left, Dog was downhearted. But not for long. He wouldn't wait a moment more. Dog fetched a book from the shelf and began to read. When he read, he forgot that he was waiting. When he read, he forgot that he was alone. When he read, he forgot that he was in the bookstore. And when one adventure ended, Dog simply took another book down from the shelf, and a new adventure began. Did you see his first adventure was with dinosaurs, and now he's with kangaroos? So Dog was somewhere else altogether. Where's he at? In space with aliens. When a customer came into the store to ask for a book. Dog knew exactly which ones to recommend. Dog loves books, but most of all, he loves to share them. It's kind of how Miss Allen feels. She loves to share them too. Alrighty, are you ready for our first? This one is more of a rhyme. So you ready? You want to stand up? It goes like this. Big books, small books, short books, tall books, thin books, fat books. I love them all. Can you find a book? Okay, I'll give you a second. Go find a book. Okay, you ready? So I want you to hug it. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Big books, little books, tall books, short books, thin books, fat books. I love them all. Good job. Alrighty. Our next book is called Bunny's Book Club. This is about a cute little bunny right there who finds a place where he can get books. I wonder where that is. And this is by Annie Silvestro. I think the pictures are just cute as a button in this book. Alrighty, there's Bunny right there. Bunny loved books. He loved them ever since he first heard the lady with the red glasses reading aloud outside the library. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing mountains, captaining a ship, ruling a kingdom. But when summer ended, story time moved back inside. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed in the library, but Bunny was sure he couldn't live without books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep for wishing. He had to do something. So with a flashlight in his paws and hope in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. Where's he gonna go? What's he gonna do? There's the library. But when he reached the library, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging, climbing, yanking, but nothing worked. Until finally, he noticed, it's right there. Ready to see what it is? The book drop! The shiny handle was far above his head, but it was no match for a high-hopping bunny hungry for books. It's like the book drop that we have outside the library. Bunny leapt. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wriggled his cotton ball tail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Bunny's eyes sparkled at the sight of the shelves bursting with books. It was better than a field full of fresh, crunchy carrots. That good. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath. It smelled as if he were wrapped inside the pages of his favorite book. He followed his nose to the adventure section. There he found stories about swashbucklers and sharks and superheroes. Bunny greedily grabbed them all. There he is. Look, he's in the little box. His whiskers twitching with excitement, he slipped his treasures through the book slot one by one. Then, performing his best balancing act, Bunny wobbled home. He couldn't wait to dig in. And so Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and sneaked and scurried back to read. Soon his home was more books than burrow. Then one evening, a loud knock startled Bunny. Knock, knock, knock. He closed his book and opened the door. Where have you been? Asked Porcupine. Reading, said Bunny. Why? Said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped open wide. Why? He sputtered. Have you ever been to the library? It was time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his secret. Are you sure this is a good idea? Said Porcupine. Oh, calm your quills, said Bunny. I'm too prickly. I'll never fit. Bunny pushed and shoved until pop went Porcupine. Bunny slipped in and flipped on his flashlight. Whoa, said Porcupine. I know, said Bunny. Do you think there's a story about balloons? I've always wondered about balloons, said Porcupine. That cute, Porcupine with a balloon. Most definitely, said Bunny. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons and on deserts and dunes and caterpillars and cocoons. When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. The two friends took turns cramming books out the slot. Their towers teetered so high they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, they cozied up with the cups of tea and carrot muffins. Together, they read until sunrise. One day, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. Hey, what's going on? Said Bear. Here, said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Soon more curious animals began visiting. Do you have any books about outer space? Asked Bird. Well, what about volcanoes? Asked Mole. I'd like a ghost story, said Mouse. I think it's time for a field trip, said Bunny. Where are they going? To the library. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves in the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay. Tushy? Yep. They scattered about, sniffing the stacks, pawing their pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. Soon, no one heard the key in the front door. No one heard the clack, clack, clacking of footsteps. And no one heard the light flick on. Uh-oh. What do we have here? Said the librarian. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine gaped. And Bear groaned. Follow me, she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. We're done for, said Porcupine. All librarians have rules, said the librarian sternly. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. Bear eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down. The first rule is every book lover must have one of these, she said. She handed Bunny and his friend shiny new library cards. Now you may borrow books, she said, smiling, as long as you return them, of course. Bunny couldn't believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library. He beamed at his fellow readers, then bounced to the shelves. He picked the perfect book, and he proudly checked out the first official selection for Bunny's book club. Are they all reading together? Isn't that great? What a great book to read. Alrighty, so for our next song, I thought, since we all know If You're Happy and You Know It, I thought we could sing If You're a Reader and You Know It. And first we'll clap our hands, then we'll stomp our feet, which makes a great sound in the story tower, remember? And then we're going to shout, hooray. Okay, so are you ready? If you're a reader and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a reader and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a reader and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a reader and you know it, clap your hands. Ready, stomp your feet. If you're a reader and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're a reader and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're a reader and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a reader and you know it, stomp your feet. Ready, shout hooray. If you're a reader and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're a reader and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're a reader and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a reader and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. Good job. Alrighty, so before we start our last story, just a reminder, story time is 2 days a week this summer, Mondays and Fridays. You can find the link on our Facebook page, but you can also go to our YouTube channel. It posts every day, every Monday and Friday at 11 o'clock. Miss Carla is doing Books and Babies every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 o'clock. And then every Monday after story time, Miss Molly's craft video will post. And if you have requested a curbside pickup Discover the Fun craft kit that you pick up from the library, then you'll be able to follow along and make the craft. So next week's stories, I think they're fairy tales. So we're going to do some fairy tales next week, but next Friday we'll have another story time. It will be on books, and it will be 3 different books. So you can join in for that, alrighty? Remember, if you have any questions, you can always shoot us an email at kidsdesk@billingsmt.gov or give us a call, 657-8256. One of us is at the children's desk now from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. So we'll be happy to answer your questions for you. Okay, let's do our last story. This one's called Read It, Don't Eat It. And this is by Ian Schoenhaller. And this is a book about what to do with library books, or even to do with books that you own at home. That you read them, you don't eat them. Who would eat a book? Read it, don't eat it. No dog-eared pages, please. That means to bend them over. Find someplace else to sneeze. You sneeze in your book. Don't you sneeze in your elbow. Borrow, don't steal. Try not to squeal. I think you can squeal if it's a good book. Rips and tears won't magically heal. To be very careful with our books. One thing to notice is Miss Allen doesn't ever turn a page down here. Turn a page over here. Turning it here causes it to rip. Don't overdo it. Just renew it. Really now, there's nothing to it. Leave no trace, or at least erase. So don't eat your food on it. Don't color in the books. Don't censor, delete, or deface. No covering up stuff you don't like. It's not a platter or a stool. Should you be eating your meal on it or standing on it? Be careful with it at the pool. Don't leave it in the rain or sun. Please return it when you're done. Share it with a friend, a sister, a brother. Now go out and get another. Because you know Miss Allen says there's never too many books, right? Okay, guys, it has been great to be able to do story time in the Story Tower again, and I hope that it kind of made you feel great too. Okay, are you ready to say goodbye? On my face I have a nose. On my feet I have 10 toes. I have 2 eyes that I can blink. And here's my head so I can think. I have a chin and very near. I have 2 ears so I can hear. Have 2 arms, I reach up high. And with my hands, I wave goodbye. If you are part of the summer reading program, the code for the whole month of June for story time is soar into books. So this is the code for story time for the month of June. Soar into books, and it's one word. Bye guys. See you next time. Have a great day.